केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's curtain downs on one of the fiercest political campaigns in recent times. In 2 days' time, 142 seats in West Bengal go to vote in the final phase, and unlike phase 1, this is BJP's real test by fire. The numbers tell the story. Last time, the BJP won just 18 out of these 142 seats, a mere 13%, while the Trinamool Congress swept almost the entire map in this phase of seats. The 2021 tally underscores how deeply entrenched Mamata Banerjee's hold is in this belt. After record-breaking 93% turnout in phase 1, Union Home Minister Amit Shah had predicted 110 seats for the BJP. But even that aggressive target leaves the party 38 short of the 148 majority mark. And here's the tougher reality. Even if the BJP hits that number, it would still need to more than double its previous tally in the remaining seats to cross the halfway line, making the road to power steep and difficult, even on its most optimistic projections. And yet, Prime Minister Narendra Modi seemed confident. At his final rally today, Prime Minister predicted that he will return to Bengal for the BJP's oath-taking ceremony on the 4th of May.
इस चुनाव में वैसे ये मेरी आखिरी सभा है। बंगाल में जहां जहां गया हूं, बंगाल के लोगों का जो मैंने मिजाज देखा है, मैं इस विश्वास के साथ वापस जा रहा हूं कि 4 मई के नतीजों के बाद बीजेपी के शपथ ग्रहण समारोह में मुझे आना ही है।
So what explains the BJP's confidence? Despite the odds, one thing that the party is betting big on is the fearless voter. The centre has pushed hard to break Bengal's cycle of intimidation. Every single BJP campaigner has repeatedly told the voters there is no need for fear. And in a significant signal, Union Home Minister Amit Shah has now said that the central forces will remain deployed in the state for at least 60 days after the polls. That assurance matters a lot, especially in a state that is still shadowed by memories of post-poll violence in 2020.
29 तारीख को बेखौफ होकर मत डालने चाहिए। बीड़ी के गुंडों की चिंता मत करिए। चुनाव आयोग ने चप्पे चप्पे पर सीआरपीएफ बिठाई और आज मैं बोल कर जाता हूं, चुनाव के बाद भाजपा सरकार आनी है, फिर भी 60 दिन तक सीआरपीएफ यही रहने वाली है।
टीएमसी के गुंडे जगह जगह कब्जा करते हैं, लेकिन 23 अप्रैल को पहले चरण के मतदान के रुझान के बाद अब उनमें भय पैदा हुआ है। अब वे अपना ठिकाना ढूंढ रहे हैं। 4 मई को जब परिणाम आएगा, टीएमसी के गुंडे कहीं न कहीं आपकी सड़कों पर पंचर बनाते हुए दिखाई देंगे।
More than 2,300 companies of central forces are on the ground, an unprecedented security blanket to ensure every vote is cast freely. But caretaker Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has accused the men in uniform of shielding criminals. Backing that charge, Aam Aadmi Party's convener Arvind Kejriwal has also doubted the intent behind such a massive deployment in Bengal.
ये चुनाव आम चुनाव नहीं है, ये देश को बचाने का चुनाव है, डेमोक्रेसी को बचाने का चुनाव है। और बंगाल की जनता जितने हिम्मत के साथ बीजेपी का मुकाबला कर रही है। पूरा देश आपकी लड़ाई देख रहा है, पूरा देश, पूरा देश देख रहा है किस तरह से बीजेपी ने पूरी आर्मी भेज दी, पूरी सेंट्रल फोर्सेस भेज दी आप लोगों के खिलाफ। पूरे देश से आर्मी इकट्ठी करके बंगाल में भेज दे रहे। बंगाल में टेररिस्ट रहते हैं क्या? आप लोग टेररिस्ट हैं? आप लोग आतंकवादी हैं? आप लोग भी इंडियन हैं? इंडियन है कि नहीं है?
पुलिस क्या करते हैं? और सेंट्रल फोर्स जाके, मैंने कल 2 घटना सुना कि कंबल लगा के क्रिमिनल लेके जाता है जिसमें वोट हो गया है ईवीएम मशीन कैप्चर करने के लिए, और वो लोगों ने एक भी एक्शन नहीं लेता है, खाली हमारा पार्टी का खिलाफ एक्शन लेता है। लेकिन ये लोगों को पता नहीं है 4 तारीख के बाद ये लोग वापस जाएंगे, तो आप लोग तो इधर में रहेंगे। आपको चाय हम देंगे, आपको मिठाई हम खिलाएंगे, आपको परिवार को हम लोग देखेंगे।
When Mamata Banerjee fuels EVM capturing fears, is she laying the grounds of an impending defeat? Or as the BJP alleges, is it the fear that her party men will no longer be able to instill fear in the voters? Listen in to Sagar Dighi's outgoing MLA and Trinamool Congress candidate Byron Biswas saying, "I will skin you alive," as he stands surrounded by security forces.
গেটটা খোলেন বলছি, আপনার চাকরি চলে যাবে, বাংলায় থাকতে পারবেন না, দিল্লিতে থাকতে হবে, চামড়া তুলে দেবো।
In fact, TMC General Secretary Abhishek Banerjee, while reacting to alleged attacks on his MP Mithali Bag's car, took it a notch further. Listen in.
4 তারিখ 12টার পরে কোন জল্লাদের কত ক্ষমতা আর কার দিল্লির বাবা কাকে বাঁচাতে আসে আমি 4 তারিখ দেখব। খেলা যখন আজকে ওরা শুরু করেছে মিতালির উপর আক্রমণ করে, ফিনিশিংটা আমি করব, শেষটা আমি করব 4 তারিখ, কথা দিয়ে যাই।
With threats flying around, Bengal also saw its first victim of political violence in 2026. Congress's worker from Asansol North, Devdeep Chatterjee, allegedly killed by TMC men. An outraged Rahul Gandhi lashed out at the Trinamool Congress. He posted on social media, and I quote, "In West Bengal today, it is not democracy but TMC's reign of terror that prevails. From the hustings, his attacks on Mamata were even more scathing. Many would say it seemed like he was reading a BJP script."
बंगाल में किसी को रोजगार चाहिए तो फिर कोई ना कोई रिश्तेदारी टीएमसी में होनी पड़ेगी, नहीं तो नहीं मिलने वाला।
आज ही का रेप एंड मर्डर स्कैम में यहाँ आपके सामने एक बेचारी लड़की का मर्डर होता है, बलात्कार होता है, और जिन लोगों ने किया उन पर कोई भी एक्शन नहीं लिया जाता।
Such has been the intensity of Rahul Gandhi's rage that he has managed to alienate his own alliance partners. Not just TMC in Bengal, even Samajwadi Party in UP is asking, who is the Congress leader actually fighting?
राहुल गांधी एक फेलियर, भाजपा उसको पप्पू कहते हैं ना, ठीक कहते हैं। वो वोट काट के भाजपा को एडवांटेज देने के लिए यहाँ पर घूम रहे हैं, वो तो गद्दारी कर रहे हैं।
Some irresponsible remarks by Rahul Gandhi. Is he even aware how the enforcement agencies, ED, CBI, has been continuously harassing the Trinamool Congress leadership? He was busy playing with his dog and feeding them biscuits.
कांग्रेस लड़ किससे रही है? भाजपा से लड़ रही है या हमारे जो इंडिया अलायंस के पार्टनर हैं उनसे लड़ रही है? दिल्ली का चुनाव आता है वो आम आदमी पार्टी पे गरजने लगते हैं, गुजरात का चुनाव आता है वो आम आदमी पार्टी पे लड़ते हैं, 2022 का उत्तर प्रदेश का चुनाव आया था तो हमसे लड़ने लगे थे, अब वो बंगाल में चुनाव है तो ममता जी से लड़ने लगे हैं। तो भाजपा से लड़ना है या इंडिया अलायंस से लड़ना है, ये कांग्रेस नहीं से तय कर पा रही है, और इस कंफ्यूजन के तहत भारतीय जनता पार्टी को जीत मिल रही है।
And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings me to the legitimate question on the News Hour tonight. Fearless voter to secure which party's fortunes? That's the question, and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And joining the debate tonight, Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, Member of Parliament and National Spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, scientist, political commentator, Ishkaran Bhandari, advocate in the Supreme Court, Sanjay Jha, Congress leader. Also joining the debate is Saeed Asad Abbas of the Samajwadi Party, Waris Pathan of the AIMIM. But my first question goes to Trinamool Congress leader Saurabh Chandar. And Saurabh Chandar, I want to ask you, why is everybody losing their cool in Bengal? Elections happen every 5 years. From questioning the fact that central paramilitary forces are actually only troubling the Trinamool Congress is tad unfair. Haven't there been crude bombs that have been found? And what are the kind of threats that once elections get over and all the campaigning leaders go back, we will see you. Is this the language that should be used in a state that says it actually follows the constitution and is against the BJP to try and save the constitution? Is this a language that should be used?
First and foremost, a good evening to you, Navika ji, and a good evening to all my fellow panelists. The question that you have asked demands a twofold response. The first is that the allegations that my party and my party's leaders have been raising against the security personnel who have been deployed in Kolkata and in the rest of Bengal is something which is not unfounded. There are certain incidents which we are getting to know of where things are not looking very good insofar as their own conduct is concerned. I can speak for Diamond Harbour. We have received some very, very disturbing reports, and we have also seen earlier as to how these security personnel have been used to, campaign for the BJP. This is something which I think there was a media report which you had also carried earlier, where you had seen where you had shown the security personnel carrying festoons of the BJP leaders. Having said that, no form of violence is acceptable. It is to be condemned very, very strongly. See what has happened to our MP Mitali Bagh from Arambagh. It is very, very unfortunate. She was sitting in the car alone, and the videos have been circulating on the media. They've been covered by several media reports as well. The windscreen of the car has been completely shattered thanks to an orchestrated attempt, and we are getting reports that this has been orchestrated by BJP workers. Having said that, these kind of incidents are thoroughly unacceptable. And
but then Mr. Saurabh Chandar, let me also tell you, while this is condemnable, no leader who's campaigning should be attacked. But may I tell you, 2 BJP leaders were attacked before phase 1. And Rahul Gandhi has said that Trinamool Congress goons have killed one Congress leader. How do you respond to that? Trinamool Congress goons killing, and Rahul Gandhi says that Bengal is a state where goons actually are running the law and order and not really people who should be running law and order. How do you respond to Rahul Gandhi?
It is unfortunate that the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha has to make such statements. He has this habit, as we are all aware, that he makes allegations, he does not substantiate them, and he just gets away with them. So what he has to say is his opinion. I don't agree with it, and neither will I take the effort to respond to what he has to say. Having said that, I was coming back, I want to make a point regarding the statements, the remarks made by our National General Secretary, Shri Abhishek Banerjee. In that entire statement, has he ever said that he is going to take law into his own hands? Every speech, whether it is by our chairperson, Srimati Mamata Banerjee, or whether it is by Shri Abhishek Banerjee, they have put in consciously, responsibly, as it should, a caveat that everything that is to be done is going to be by the law, by the book. That is what I have to say.
Okay, so Trinamool Congress not breaking the law anywhere, they play by the rule book. Then Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, what are you complaining about? वो लोग अच्छे लोग हैं.
when Abhishek Banerjee says that after 4th May, he was daring Amit Shah ji to come to there. And it's not threatening. It's a very usual, cool and calm expression which the secular brigade should accept. When Mamata Banerjee says that if our government will not be there, then there is a community which can react and create a havoc in just couple of seconds. नहीं, ये धमकी थोड़ी है. अभी भी जो आपके इसमें बोलते हुए दिखाई जा रही थी, ममता जी ने क्या बोला कि इसके बाद आफ्टर सेंट्रल पैरामिलिट्री फोर्स कोड, आफ्टर इलेक्शंस, वी विल टेक केयर ऑफ योर फैमिलीज, हम आपको मिठाई खिलाएंगे. जरा इस लैंग्वेज को समझना चाहिए. ये कौन सी लैंग्वेज है? हम आपको मिठाई खिलाएंगे. ये बहुत सी फिल्मों में भी ये लैंग्वेज होती है, मिठाई खिलाना, परिवार का टेक केयर करना, उसकी क्या मीनिंग होती है. फर्स्ट टाइम we are witnessing a very peculiar situation in West Bengal. When there used to be a time when Uttar Pradesh and Bihar were infamous for poll violence. Now UP, Bihar used to have a peaceful elections. There is only one state which is infamous all over the country for the poll violence. And it has gone to that extent that in West Bengal in 2018 Panchayat election, 75 people died. And first phase has gone without any death. And still people are complaining that this is wrong. It means they want the violence should happen. They want that the strict forces should not be there. And moreover, if you see, they are campaigning SIR. Means first time you are witnessing that a party is saying that the dubious voter should be allowed to vote and the hooligans should be allowed to interfere in the electoral process if the strict forces are there and the strict purification is there. It's not appropriate. And lastly, I would like to say, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी तो कहते मैं बहुत पढ़ा लिखा हूं और ओपनली झूठ बोल रहे हैं आके कि मिलिट्री लगा दी गई है. वेयर इज मिलिट्री? अरे मिलिट्री इज अंडर द डिफेंस मिनिस्ट्री. इट इज सेंट्रल आर्म पुलिस फोर्सेज. इट इज अंडर द होम मिनिस्ट्री. अब पढ़े लिखे आदमी को यह भी नहीं पता कि सीएपीएफ सेंट्रल पुलिस और मिलिट्री में क्या अंतर है. दोनों की मिनिस्ट्री भी अलग है, मगर आकर यहां भाषण दे रहे हैं. हाँ, बट एक चीज से मैं उनकी बात पे सहमत हूं. He says that this election is for the democracy. I would like to remind that Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, as president of the West Bengal Congress, has said there is no democracy left in West Bengal. He said there is no democracy under Mamata rule. But still at the time Rahul Gandhi was saying and Kharge ji was saying, I'm talking about 2024, we cannot imagine India alliance without Mamata Banerjee. For the fight to restore the democracy. भाई साहब तब सही बोल रहे थे या आज सही बोल रहे हैं? बिल्कुल आज ये पश्चिम बंगाल में डेमोक्रेसी को रेस्टोर करने का संघर्ष है, जो आज प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा है तुम मुझे वोट दो, मैं टीएमसी से आजादी दूंगा. और मुझे लग रहा है when the historic polling has happened, historic and decisive mandate is likely to come. And one thing I will like to say, there is a famous slogan going on, पलटानो दरकार चाहे बीजेपी सरकार. यानी अब पलटने का समय आ गया है और बीजेपी की सरकार. उसी के साथ मैं भी ये कहना चाहूंगा, 6 बार कांग्रेस को मौका दिया, 7 बार कम्युनिस्टों को मौका दिया, 3 बार तृणमूल को मौका दिया, सबको परखा बार बार, हमको परखे एक बार. और मुझे लगता है
well, we'll have to wait and watch what people of Bengal really vote for. But Sanjay Jha, I want to ask you, Congress worker from Asansol North, Debadeep Chatterjee, was killed allegedly by TMC men. Is this the sign of law and order? And this is not my complaint. This is not my charge. This is Rahul Gandhi's charge. But Baron Biswas of Trinamool Congress says, open the gate. I will skin you alive and you will lose your job in Bengal and will have to live in Delhi. Is this a benign statement? Let me, and I'm only quoting statements that have been made. Abhishek Banerjee says, on 4th of May after 12 noon, I will see which BJP leader has the guts and which BJP leader from Delhi will be there for you. Mamata Banerjee, West Bengal's chief minister, says, but these people do not know that after 4th of May, they will buy you sweets and take care of your families. Which one of this seems like a benign, friendly statement to you?
Navika, let me just remind you, since you mentioned it, I condemn any statement made by any politician which is provocative or has a dangerous manifestation of violence. But why are we forgetting what Suvendu Adhikari talked about? The Gaza-like solution. What was he talking about? I think we need to talk about that as well. Let's come to the fundamental point here. The fundamental point is this, and I say so with full responsibility. I know that the Congress is in a fight with the TMC, but the TMC is fighting not just the entire muscle, machinery, and the institutional power of the BJP, is fighting the Election Commission. Why are we ignoring that the real germane issue of the Bengal election is the SIR? Can you imagine, Navika, you are a seasoned veteran journalist.
Oh, so you think you understand that and Rahul Gandhi doesn't? Rahul Gandhi is talking about a Congress worker who was killed by TMC goons, his charge, not mine. And you're saying that's not the battle. The battle is with the Election Commission, which has ensured not one single death in the first phase of polling. Instead of commending the Election Commission, is this what you have to say?
Navika, you got to be serious when you say commending the Election Commission. Please don't interrupt me till I finish.
Yes, I am serious.
I haven't given
I am serious because no life was lost, sir.
Yeah, okay. But I'm sorry, but I couldn't hide my laughter when you say commend the Election Commission. End of day, 27 lakh voters were deleted. Supreme Court gave orders to the High Court to make sure there were appellate tribunals that would make a judgment. Guess what? Not even 600 people were allowed to vote. Can you imagine people who are citizens of this country?
Guess what, Sanjay Jha? That those judicial officers
who are
overseeing this entire process were actually taken hostage. No, when you see one side of the story, I'm bound to show you the other side of the story.
Well, why don't I say my side of the story and you and Sudhanshu ji tell the other side of the story, right? My side of the story for your viewers, and ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to this hard data. 65 people. These are people who are poll observers working under the instructions of the Election Commission. They have not been able to vote. These are people who are supervising the election, and they can't vote under this BJP-controlled Election Commission regime that we have. This is a mockery of our democracy. I'm sorry, Navika, I say so with Sanjay Jha. This is a shame.
Okay.
This is a dark democracy.
I leave it to my viewers to judge your earnestness, your sincerity, and the point you're raising. The viewers will judge that. But Anand Ranganathan, Sanjay Jha says the whole problem is the Election Commission. All these threats to the central armed paramilitary forces or to the voters or, any of the BJP leaders, all this is all sundry comments. We should not pay any attention to it. So what if bombs are found and the NIA is called in? So what? All this is fine. So a few workers of political parties are killed. That's also all right, because the fight is against the Election Commission and BJP. Nothing else should matter. Really?
I condemn the violence, Navika. You're misquoting.
Good evening. Good evening, Navika, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Yes, it surely must be a mockery of democracy when the Supreme Court is monitoring the SIR situation in Bengal on a day-to-day, hour-to-hour basis. It must be a mockery of democracy when more people have voted in the 152 constituencies this year than they did 5 years ago. Look, a Congress worker is murdered in Bengal and there is widespread outrage, rightly so. Headlines, protests, blockades, Rahul Gandhi taking it up. But when hundreds of BJP workers are murdered in Bengal in the last 5 years, why is there complete silence from the same quarter? Some lives are more precious than others, Navika. But this is not the first time such abject mockery of law and democracy has happened under Didi. It is almost as though Bengal has been carved away into a separate country, the way in which India's investigative, electoral and security agencies are being treated there. Remember how officers were attacked and seriously injured and slapped with fake charges of sexual assault and rape when they went to raid TMC leader in Sandesh Khali? High Court had to intervene, Navika. Remember NIA officials being attacked when they went to probe a 2022 bomb blast case? Remember the harassment of Election Commission officers in the last 2 months for simply doing their job? Remember BSF being refused land for securing our border? Remember CBI officers being detained when they went to investigate chit fund scam? But hey, Democracy is alive and kicking in Bengal. Navika, they say the darkest hour is just before dawn. But where is the dawn? And where are all those New York Times and Washington Post lapdog reporters who accuse Modi of killing democracy at the drop of a hat? How many Bengal stories will they hide? They hid the 2024 post-poll violence, the brazen attack on BJP voters, withholding of funds to districts that voted BJP, blocking their water supply, the murderous attack on ED officials, the Ram Navami violence, arrest of doctors who complained of COVID mismanagement, jail for sharing Didi cartoons, slapping of UAP on Bhangra activists, sedition charges on journalists, threats of stopping government ads, political murders, ethnic cleansing, the alleged systematic sexual assault and torture of scores of women and Sandesh Khali. They hid all this. How many acres of carpet would they have needed to hide all this, Navika?
But Anand Ranganathan, why do we need the Washington Post or the New York Times to tell us what everybody in this country has been observing? Courts are seized of the matter. Election Commission is there are people who only see one side of the story. They don't see the other side. Why blame WAPO and New York Times? There are those people within our country. So why talk about anybody else? Really, we don't need a certificate from them. But Varis Pathan, I want to ask you, is everything hunky-dory? Is the fact that there are in West Bengal, there used to be 7 to 8 phases of polls. It has been compressed to 2 phases of polls. Fact that security has been increased. Fact that there have been no killings in phase 1 and we are keeping our fingers crossed for phase 2, which takes place on 29th. I just want to ask you, why are we scared to say the truth? We say the truth when it is the BJP on the wrong. When somebody else is on the wrong, why does everybody lose their voice? I'm just asking a very simple question.
Well, Navika, good evening to you and to my co-fellow panelists. Elections must be free and fair. The polling should be free and fair. That is what the system says. But what we have been seeing in Bengal, what are you talking about? In West Bengal, you see BJP ministers, what kind of language they are using. On the other side, the TMC, what kind of languages are being used by them. What message are they giving it to the country? What message are they giving to the Gen Z who are the first time voters? Everybody is watching Ulta Latka ke marunga, char mein ke vad dikha dunga. And what Dhandli Tatagiri is going on there? I was there. I just came 2 days prior to vote. And we are Navika, and I have seen with my own eyes what kind of Gundaism is going on there. We won't allow you to go from this route. We won't give you permission for this place. We won't allow you to do this. What is that? What is that? But see, we are contesting only on 11 seats. But since the day we said that, okay, we are contesting on 11 seats, there are so much people who are just grumbling around. There is pain in the stomach, they have stomach aches. Why are they contesting? The Constitution has given you the right to contest election. We are contesting. And the first poll, and the first phase,
जिनका पेट में दर्द है बताइए तो सही.
अरे सबके पेट में दर्द है, टीएमसी के पेट में दर्द है, कांग्रेस के पेट में दर्द है, बीजेपी तो थी दर्द वाली. And now they said you are contesting on 294 seats. You go defeat the BJP. Why you are after? Why we are contesting on 11 seats? Out of that, of the 8 seats, the first phase polling has already been concluded. The other 3 are remaining. Asad Owaisi is there today in Basirhat. Yesterday he was there, and you won't believe. We are not with any alliance, sir. We are contesting on our own. Kindly go and recheck your facts properly. We are contesting on our own. We are contesting only on 11 seats, and we are confident. And let us see when the boxes are open on the 4th. But I can tell you with confidence, and I am hopeful that the people have voted for us in the first phase of elections. I was present there in Kandi, and I was there in the Raghunathganj. Party President Asad Owaisi was there, and the people who have showered us with love, affections, and I believe and I feel that that's converted into votes as well.
One minute. Varis Bhai, the question is, if you are saying people have voted fearlessly, no. If people have voted fearlessly, would you want to thank the Central Paramilitary Forces posted there? Would you like to thank the Election Commission? आवाज निकलेगी sir?
I would like to thank the people of Bengal. I would like to thank the people of Bengal who came out in such large numbers and who voted. They used their constitutional rights properly and they voted whomsoever they must have voted for. But it is the constitution has given them a right to vote, and they have come out in large numbers and they voted for the party whom they considered, okay, they will work for us, they will do some betterment for us. Our thing was simple. We went there for the upliftment of the people who were ignored for so long. Who were ignored.
Sudhanshu Trivedi ji, Waris Pathan is commending the fact that people have come out in large numbers. But if there wasn't security, would people have come out and voted? ये फोर्सेस की तारीफ करने में इनकी आवाज अटक क्यों जाती है? सांस क्यों अटक जाती है? कुछ समझ में आ रहा है?
आपने ये क्योंकि सच की बात को एक्सेप्ट करना इंडिया अलायंस के लिए पॉसिबल नहीं है. अभी जो द क्वेश्चन विच यू हैव आस्क्ड टू वारिस पठान जी, दैट ये कौन से लोग हैं जिनके पेट में दर्द हो रहा है? ये जानते कौन है? ये सब बाबर के भक्त हैं जिनके पेट में दर्द हो रहा है, जिनके लिए बाबर से इश्क इतना तगड़ा है कि वो चाहते नहीं है कि कोई दूसरा उसमें पार्टनर बन जाए आके. इस बात की लड़ाई सारे इंडी गठबंधन के दलों में है. कोई यूपी में कहता था कि मैं दोबारा बनवाऊंगा, तो कोई कहता मुर्शिदाबाद में मैं बनवा रहा हूं. बस उस बात का डर है. तो इनको भली बात ही आपको समझना चाहिए, इन लोगों के मन में यह है. दूसरा पॉइंट मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं, अभी संजय झा जी ने एक बात कही, ही सेड कि बोथ साइड ऑफ स्टोरी हमें देखनी चाहिए. बिल्कुल संजय झा जी, नाउ आई एम टेलिंग यू बोथ साइड ऑफ स्टोरी. आवर कैंडिडेट इज वन इज रत्ना देवनाथ, हु इज द मदर ऑफ दैट गर्ल हु हैज फेस्ड सच अ ब्रूटल पेनफुल इंसिडेंट्स इन आरजीकर यूनिवर्सिटी and Arjikar College, and the mother of her is our candidate, and the son of the accused is TMC's candidate. It is both sides of a story. You can easily compare who is having which type of a story. And I would like to remind Navika ji, those who are viewers which are watching from Bengal, there used to be a very great writer from Bengal, Mahashweta Devi. She has written around 40-45 years back a very famous story, 1084 की मां. What was the meaning of 1084? 1084. एक लड़का है जिसको मार दिया जाता है. In the eyes of law, there is just he is a number of corpse who was in the mortuary is 1084. मगर उसकी मां को क्या दर्द है, ये उन्होंने महाश्वेता देवी ने लिखा था, जो बंगाली में बहुत फेमस है, 1084 की मां. आज उस 1084 की मां की स्मृति फिर आ रही है बंगाल के लोगों के बीच में. जो कुछ उन्होंने दिखाई पड़ा है, और आज आरजीकर की विक्टिम की मां हमारे साथ खड़ी हुई है. यह है हमारे साइड की स्टोरी, और दूसरे साइड की स्टोरी संजय झा जी को पता होनी चाहिए. और इसके बाद मैं संजय झा जी से एक क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहता हूं. सर, इन 2021 कांग्रेस केम टू 0 एंड नेवर कांग्रेस एंड राहुल गांधी आज की उनका वोट चोरी हो गया. ये बंगाल में उनका वोट चोरी किसने किया था? मुझे जानना चाहता हूं कि who has stolen your vote in Bengal and recently concluded Kerala election. अरे सुनिए तो भाई साहब, जीता तो ममता बनर्जी ने, गजब है साहब. आप तो कह रहे हम चुनाव हार गए. मतलब the same Congress party said that BJP got defeated, but still BJP stolen the vote. Now, अब दूसरा मैं इसी का आपका इंतजार कर रहा था. In Kerala Municipal Corporation election, it was conducted by Kerala State Election Commission, and the electoral roll was same. क्या उस इलेक्शन कमीशन ने, आपकी राज्य सरकार के इलेक्शन कमीशन ने, जो कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी की वहां पे सरकार है, had they found any discrepancy in the electoral rolls which were used in विधानसभा एंड लोकसभा which was decided by Election Commission of India? अब मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, वहां वोट किसने चोरी किया भाई सब केरला में? There used to be once LDF, once UDF, but this time LDF was due to be defeated by UDF, but UDF couldn't. यानी मैं आम पब्लिक को समझने, एक बार कम्युनिस्ट एक बार कांग्रेस, कांग्रेस लगातार दूसरी बार हार गई. भाई साहब वो किसने हार दिया? वो कौन वोट चोरी करती है?
वहां सवाल पूछना जायज नहीं है, वहां सवाल पूछना जायज नहीं है. और अब्बास हैदर यही तो दिक्कत है, यही तो दिक्कत है. when राहुल गांधी says there is no law and order, आप सब गैंग अप हो जाते हैं. अरे लड़ना तो बीजेपी के साथ है, यानी कि यू ओनली वरी अबाउट लड़ना बीजेपी के साथ है. सही क्या है गलत क्या है उससे आपको कोई लेना देना नहीं. a worker of Rahul Gandhi has died and his charge is TMC goons have killed him. He should not even talk about it just because there is an India alliance that comes to the fore once every 5 years? Really?
Well, Navika ji, we must understand the ground reality in West Bengal. The Congress party and the Trinamool Congress are competitor. And certainly they may have, but the election is fought on the regional aspirations, local equation and party interest. But Navika ji, we cannot deny that the Trinamool Congress in West Bengal do remain the principal force, and they are forming the government for the fourth time this time.
So they can threaten. They can threaten the paramilitary forces के 4 मई के बाद देख लेंगे कौन आपको बचाएगा.
Navika ji, one lady जो एकला चलो है और she is fighting the entire mechanism of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Nobody is threatening the forces, the armed forces or the central armed paramilitary forces. But Navika ji, the thing is there are certain officers, bureaucrats who have been sent by the Bharatiya Janata Party in different states when there is an election. The election commission is working on behest of the Bharatiya Janata Party. So certainly there should be a level playing field for all the opposition party, which unfortunately does not exist in this country anymore. And we believe that the India alliance remain intact. There are regional aspirations. We live in a diverse country, and
so because there are regional aspirations, so Congress should just be at their feet, just like they want Congress to be at the feet of the Trinamool Congress. Now, in UP elections, they should be at the feet of Samajwadi Party. Such koi na bole. Ishkaran Bhandari, is that what the opposition is saying?
That is Congress's problem to deal with. What we have to focus in, is there a free and fair election happening in West Bengal? We are not living in the utopian world. What is the reality? CBI officers have been threatened, ED officers have been threatened, election commission officers have been threatened, judicial officers have been threatened. That is the reality in which election commission is trying to carry out an election, and in which every second thing is challenged right up till the Supreme Court, which has daily given a hearing almost to SIR to various issues of West Bengal. After that situation, which has had a history, last time, just like Adi Amin used to say, I can give you freedom of speech, I can't assure you freedom after speech. I can assure you the freedom to vote, I can't assure you whether you will live after you vote. We saw what happened last time in post-poll violence. Can a democracy function in which after you cast your vote, you are identified and you are butchered and the cases go on for ages, but nobody effectively takes responsibility for it? How do we stop that from happening? That is the real test for the election commission, and it has done a fabulous job, and that is why there is panic. That is why people are saying after 4th May we will do this or we will do that. Why? Because after the election commission has performed this way, people may feel, and I say may because they have suffered, they may feel confident enough to go out and vote freely, and the real test will come out on 4th May, whether after that not a single person suffers, no matter what their voting choice, then we would call it democratic election has actually happened.
It is an uphill task for the BJP, we all know it. Phase 2, 142 seats, of which the BJP won only 18 in the last elections in 2021. It is an uphill task. Nobody knows who's going to win. The question is, when we ask the question on what is right, what is wrong, there can't be a answer that is iffy. जो सही है वो सही है हमेशा किसी के लिए भी, और जो गलत है वो गलत है. Violence is wrong. Threatening paramilitary forces is wrong. And to be able to see elections that are conducted without any violence, without any killing, is the right way to go. There is no debate on that, and we ask the question. We ask the questions. Central forces now to stay in Bengal for 60 days even after polling. Is that the game changer in this election? Well, yes, say 92% of the people, no, say 5%, can't say 3%. 92% people believe this could be the game changer announcement that will instill confidence in the voters. And that's what the dance of democracy is all about. Confidence and the rights of the voters to be protected. Political parties in the fray have to appeal to the voters, not threaten anybody in elections. We leave it at that.